What's up guys, it's Matt from TDM Style here and welcome back to the channel for another hair product review. I'm back from vacation, ready to get back into the swing of things, and we are kicking off this weekend with the Vilain Revolution Wax. So I know some of you are probably wondering, where the fuck is the budget series? And I promise it is coming next week. I'm gonna drop it next week. The timing has been a little bit weird. I've been like wanting to get that done, but between vacation and trying to get videos out the past couple of weeks, you know, in between like not being home, as well as some other commitments and things that I just needed to take care of first, here we are. And as far as the Revolution Wax, this one is a limited, so I wanted to talk about this like sooner rather than later before they all go away. So with that being said, let's crack into this bitch and see what's under the lid. So this Revolution Wax is something that they made to celebrate 10 years of Slikhaar TV, and this is meant to be a strong hold with a low shine and just kind of extra pliability and easy application. So it actually says, like if you look this up on Slikhaar Shop or wherever, it says right in the description that they wanted to make the application easier than, say, Gold Digger or Silver Fox. As far as the packaging, this one comes in Vilain's standard 2.2 ounce, 65 milliliter black plastic jar with their stick-on labeling. This one though is retailing at $29 US from Slikhaar Shop. They also just got a batch into Fleek Fellows, which it's going for $30 there, but they're currently doing a promo offer and it's 50% off, so you can get it for 15 bucks from Fleek Fellows. So I mean, the packaging, yeah, it's their standard. It doesn't blow me away or anything. I mean, it's a 2 ounce black plastic jar. I like the label on this one. I like the little bit of kind of silvery text on there. Now, as far as the scent on this one, I mean, previously, most of their products for me are like almost unscented. And this one, they actually put in their little like blurb about the product that the scent is the best part. It's labeled as a fresh scent. So we about to find out. Fresh. It actually is really nice. Yeah, and fresh is a great way to describe it, because I can't really describe particular notes to you. I haven't like gotten that good with like my fragrance nose yet, but yeah, it smells really fresh. It's really clean. It's very light. It a little bit aquatic maybe. I don't know, it's quite nice, but once you get into the hair, it is very light, so you really don't smell it anymore after that. But it is, I think, in my opinion, this is like their best scent along their entire line of waxes thus far. It's not quite a scent that fucks me up, but it is very, very nice, and I do enjoy it. Now, briefly, we'll get right into the ingredients. This is a water-based wax, as most of their products are, although this one does have petrolatum in the second spot. And we've got a few different kinds of waxes, microcrystalline, beeswax, we've got some lanolin in there. Now, there is also dimethicone in this, so if you're one of those people who are afraid of silicones, you shouldn't be. It's really not that big a deal, but just be aware that that is in here, and also that, you know, being what that product is really for, that just kind of gives you an idea of how it's going to apply to the hair, because dimethicone is used in a lot of like smoothing serums and conditioners and stuff that are really meant to smooth out the hair. So I think that's probably one of the reasons they included that in here, was to increase that ease of application that they were talking about. So with that being said, let's actually crack this bitch open, get inside, and see exactly what the scoop and breakdown look like and how it really does apply to the hair and whether or not it really has a strong hold. Getting inside the jar, you'll see basically what you should expect from Vilain waxes. It looks very similar to the other ones, although this one is just a kind of more natural off-white color. And scooping this out is just as easy as their others. It takes, you know, maybe a slight amount of pressure to get it out of there, but really it's quite creamy and, yes, waxy. Breaking it down in the hands, easy peasy. It's super smooth. It's, yet again, yes, waxy, but it does break down pretty easily, and it has a very, very slight tack in the hands. All right, now moving into application and styling. So as I mentioned before, they actually said that they designed this wax based on their customer feedback over the years, so they wanted to make something that had quite as strong a hold as the others, but with a much easier, smoother application and with extra pliability. So, is that a thing? Are those both things? Did I say? I said a bunch of stuff there. Well, let's find out. So we're starting out this demo, as usual, with clean, blow-dried hair here, and going in with the first scoop is very much a pleasant surprise for me. It is smooth as fuck. So I think the product really delivers on that aspect. The first scoop, I mean, it's effortless. There's no tug or pull whatsoever. There's really, you barely feel any tack at all. It's quite slick, actually, surprisingly. But now, at the end of applying that first scoop and really working it in, it's basically at, you know, a light to maybe medium hold at this point. So I do need to go in with a second scoop to dial up the hold factor. Now, getting that second scoop worked in, of course, that will give you a bit more tackiness, stickiness, a little bit more of that waxy feel in the hair. So there is, you know, definitely some grip there, but I really wouldn't call it tug or pull. It's still pretty smooth. You just definitely feel that waxiness, and it does have a certain weight to it. But I will say that right off the bat, as soon as you finish working it in, to me, it does feel like a nice, like kind of true medium firm hold. So it is pretty strong feeling. Now it is, of course, I mean, it's a fucking wax. So it's waxy feeling in the hair. And as I mentioned a second ago, it has some weight to it initially. So that does lend to the pliability though. This is very responsive. It's very moldable. So you can use your hands or a comb or whatever and basically build it into more or less whatever shape that you want. And as far as the shine, I'd say that they're right on the money with the low shine on this. It's definitely not matte, but it's not super shiny either. So I actually quite like the finish here. And now both the finish and the hold do slightly taper off as the day goes on. So you will find it still keeps at a low shine, but it dials back a bit from where it initially is as soon as you finish styling. And as far as that stickiness and that waxy kind of weighty feeling in the hair, that does lift out as the product like totally dries and sets. So it does become a little bit lighter as time goes on, which is nice. So we can see here, this is a look at 8 hours later. So my hair still looks pretty damn good. It's, you know, you can see that the hold dropped off slightly. You can see that that shine tapered off a little bit, but I like the way the product feels in my hair more at the 8 hour mark than I do, you know, right after styling. But yeah, so as far as the performance is concerned, is it really a strong hold? Yes. I mean, I think for finer haired folks, or, you know, hair that's just not quite as dense, it's definitely going to be a strong hold. For those of you with, you know, thicker, coarser, wavier hair like mine, I'd say it's more of a medium firm, but in that regard, it is still, you know, a nice level of hold, and it does maintain that pliability all day, so you can definitely restyle it and move it around, and it'll just kind of bounce right back into wherever you shape it. Now, as far as the washout, it is water-based, but for me, I definitely needed a shampoo to get it completely out of the hair. Though I will say, after washing it out, I think probably in part due to that dimethicone in there, my hair did feel nice and soft afterwards, which is always a nice additive. Additive? Addition? Extra? You know what I mean. Feature, that's probably the word I was looking for. All right, so overall thoughts on the Vilain Revolution Wax. I like it. You know, I wasn't a particular fan of Gold Digger or Silver Fox because they are, you know, very dry, they're very tuggy and pulley, and for, you know, somebody like me with a coarse wavy hair type, you're not going to have a good time. But with something like this that has that slickness, so it really is much easier to apply, it still has a pretty strong hold to it. It's got that low shine that I tend to like. You know, it's not super matte like the other one, so it doesn't make my hair look dry as fuck or anything. Yeah, so I think for me, like this and Wax Zero are my two favorites of their line. And as I mentioned, I do like the scent on this the most out of all of their products thus far. I know that the price on this is a little bit higher than the others. I mean, 29 bucks. You know, the others I think are usually like 22, so it is a little bit pricier. I think that might just be because of the ingredients in there. I don't really know. But all things considered, I mean, you don't need to use that much at a time, so I don't think that the price is really an issue because, you know, it's a 2.2 ounce jar, so it may be smaller than some of the homebrew stuff, but you don't need to use that much, so I do think it'll still last you quite a while. Now, as I mentioned, this is a limited product, and they released it like a while ago, like I think a month ago. I got these in the mail a few weeks ago, and I just hadn't had a chance to get around to the video, so I was kind of getting worried that they were all going to be gone by now, but there are still some left on Slikhaar shop. I believe they told me they had about 10% stock left, but now this being a limited, I know they also just released their limited night fiber, and I think they only made like a few thousand units of that. But this, from what I heard through the grapevine, I think their like limited batch of Revolution was like 100,000 units or something crazy, so it makes sense that there's still some left. And as I mentioned, Fleek Fellows just got a shipment of this in, and they're currently doing a 50% off promo deal on it, so you can definitely get it there and you can save yourself some bucks as well. And I actually have a second jar that's totally unopened, so I think I'm just gonna give this one away to one of you guys because, you know, honestly, with all the products that I try all the time, I'll never get through 2 jars of this. So I'd, you know, much rather give it to one of you guys so that you can enjoy it. So giveaway is going to be super simple. Just comment something down below, and after like a week, I will just pick somebody at random and I'll contact you, and yeah, I'll just ship it over. So, and I'll put the more permanent like details of that, like dates and crap, in the description box below. So that wraps things up for today's video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this and found it helpful. I promise for sure, budget stuff? That sounds weird. That sounds like too close to butt stuff. Budget video is coming. I'm still trying to come up with like a cool name for that, because like the rhymey ones, like budget breakdown, or not rhymey, but alliteration ones, like budget breakdown, are already used. So, you know, I'm trying to come up with my own title. It might not have a cool ring to it, I don't know. But so budget product video is coming next week, so really looking forward to that. So if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button down below to keep up to date with all that. And as always, thank you guys so much for coming by and watching. We'll see you at the next one.